First of all, welcome in my channel, and today I'm going to tell you about my membership plan. First of all, I will provide you .NET Core video tutorial, Dapper tutorial, REST API tutorial, Angular video tutorial. Not only video tutorial, I will provide you complete source code. Okay, and it's not only a simple video tutorial; it's a project-based video tutorial. So each technology have minimum 2 projects. So guys, this is a project-based courses in all technologies, just 800 rupees. And you focus that it's not only a technology, it's a roadmap. Okay, so that is the complete roadmap of .NET Core, and that video tutorial is providing you a past deal for you. Okay, so first of all, I will provide you .NET Core and video tutorial. It's not only simple video tutorial. Again, I repeat you, project-based video tutorial. So I will cover it, all design patterns and solid patterns and architectural designs. Okay, so I will give you clean architecture-based projects. Okay, so that is .NET Core, and that .NET Core used Entity Framework Core and SQL Server. In further video, I will use ADO.NET and the Dapper, and just after that, I will use Blazor as a front end, and Angular as a front end, and the React as a front end. So use REST API. So it's a based on project, okay, and it's a roadmap so that we can cover all the topics of the full stack development. So this is only 800 rupees. You just pay me 800 rupees and get all video tutorials. Okay, so day by day. And if you are belong from other country, just pay $15. And it's only a one-time fees. That is, again, I repeat you, one-time fees. Just only pay 800 rupees and get the source code and complete video tutorials. Okay, so how to get the deal? Just fill this form. That is your name, your email ID, your contact number. Contact number is not necessary. Transaction reference ID, order ID, or PayPal ID. If you are belong from India, just pay using UPI ID and just add your transaction reference ID. And after that, if you are belong from other country, just use this my PayPal ID, and this is, you can use this QR code also. Okay, and submit the form. After submit your form, you will get a notification via email and start your journey for the membership. Okay, so just find the link of this form in your video description box. So must to check your video description box. Okay. Hurry up guys, because it's a limited time deal I will provide. I'm giving you. Hey everyone, welcome to my channel ASP.NET Core, and today I'm going to teach you about the products controller in a shopping cart. So first of all, I want to add a new controller, an API controller. In we have a abstraction layer, that is API based controller, and API based controller we have the routings. That is API controller. Routes is API and controller name. Produces application obligation and that is the controller base class. iSender, and iSender is So now just I'm going to add a new controller, that is products controller. So new item and new controller. Okay, so that's cool. New item. Or you can say just add a class instead of this one. Okay, so just right click on it again and new empty file, and here I'm going to add products controller .cs file. We all know that a products controller class is inherited by the API controller class, and also make it the shield class. Sealed class like the users controller. So here we have a public shield class users controller, and now I'm going to add a products controller inherited by the API controller. That is API based controller class. Okay, so API based controller class, we need to add a sender, iSender. So just create a constructor CTOR, and inside the constructor you have to add a iSender, that is sender, and the same thing you can just send it in the base class, that is sender. Okay, now the first thing to add a action methods. So now I'm going to add the first action method. Before going to add action method, we need to add, that is, the action method name is get product by ID. So public async task, and I want to add a action result. Okay, and that is get product by ID, get product by ID. Okay, and just come received from route. Okay, that is product ID. I need to add a product ID as a entity ID in your domain. So entity ID, we have a user ID. Similar like that, I want to create a new ID, that is product ID. Okay, so later on I will discuss it. That is, I just take it integer ID. And the next one is cancellation token. Okay, like that. Now we just add a where query is what new get product by ID query. Okay, so we all know that. Okay, so first of all, I want to add a product ID, that is entity ID here. So get product by ID and just integer, add a new product ID. Product ID is a class, is a record structure type. Okay, so just add copy, and inside in your domain we have a entity IDs directory. Under the directory you have to create product ID.cs file, and just create a public read only, that is record, and structure, that is product ID, and that product ID is inherited by the I. Okay, there is no need to add in I entity ID. So we need to add a private constructor here, private product ID, that is GUID of ID, and inside it you can take it value also. So public GUID ID, and that is from get, because I want to set it here. ID is equals to ID. Now I want to create a constructor, so just add a static method like public static, and return it product ID is create. Okay, inside it you can take it GUID, and you can just return new product ID of their ID property. Just assigned a GUID here, and just call it product ID dot create method. Also we can just add a new method, and just generate a new GUID. So create a public static and return it product ID. Method name is new, and inside it you can just return new product ID GUID dot new GUID. Okay, so here you can just add products controller, and that is the product ID. Oops. add a reference shopping cart.domain. Okay, so product ID is there. Now ID here. Now I want to add, just I want to call it. Now after this product ID, we just to create a application layer. Inside your application layer, we have to add a under the features. We just use a products because under the features we have a users. Under the users we know that the commands. So commands and queries. Okay. So similarly, we have a features. Now I am going to add a new features, that is product. So the features name is products. Okay, so here we have a products. Now I'm going to add a new query and commands related to the products. So that is commands, and the next one is the products. The next one is queries. So under the queries, we know that we just use a queries here. So get by ID, I mean to say. So under the queries, you have to create a new empty file, and that is a get product by ID. So get product by ID, and get product by ID, it's a type of shield record class. So public shield record. Okay, this is a record, and now that record name is get product by ID. Get product by ID query. Okay, so here the name is get product by ID query instead of this one. Okay, so get product by ID query, and inside it you can take it product ID. Okay, and that is ID. Now inherit it with the product ID. This is inherit by the IQuery, and IQuery is what? IQuery is a type of query is responsibility of iRequest. Okay, handler is a iRequest handler. So similarly, we just design a IQuery here. Okay, IQuery it's a type of response type which is produced by the IQuery, that is the product response. So here I am going to add a product response. So under the product response, the detailed information about the product which is sent back to the user. Okay, so here I am going to add IQuery of product response. Just add a IQuery and product response also. So here I am going to add IQuery first. So IQuery is used to add a new interface in your abstraction of this layer. So here we have abstractions. Under the abstractions we have a CQRS. Under the CQRS we have a I command, and we have a I command handler. Okay, under the CQRS I want to add IQuery. IQuery.cs. We all know that I command and I command handler. I command is the I request of type I result, of I request of I result of T response. Similarly with the IQuery, we have it's a type of interface that is output of out of T response. Okay, and here I am going to add I request, that is the response type. I request of T response, and what is the form of T response? That is the I result. I result of T response, and where T response is I response, where T response is I response. Okay, so here we have a I query of out T response, I request of T, I result of T response, where T response is I response. That's cool. Now we all know that it's a part of this one. I request of I result of T response. Okay, and what is the T response? T response is the product response. So I'm going to add a product response. Okay, so here I'm going to add under your features, we have a products and queries. So under the products and queries, we just to add a product response here. So add a new empty file, that is product response .cs file. Now product response have a GUID, that is ID, comma, and string product name. Okay, and it's not only class, it's a record. So sealed record. Okay, so here I'm going to add product name. The next one is string review. Okay, and the next one is decimal price, and it's final. That is okay. That is one enough, and that is inherited by the iResponse class. iResponse. Okay, so I think that's cool. Okay, so here we have a product response that is get by ID. When you call get by ID, it will respond back to the product name, review, price, and ID. Similar like that. So we all know that in a IQuery get product by ID query. So here we have a product response like that. So just control dot. Okay. Okay. So that is the get product by ID. It's a record, and inside it we can take it product ID, and the response type is product response of the iQuery. Now I want to add in a products controller, that is query, and query is new, and new what is get product by ID query. Get product. Oops. Get product by ID query. Get product by ID query. Add a ID here with the cancellation token. Okay, no, it's not a add a cancellation token. And get product by ID query as a application reference. And oops, shopping cart dot application. Shopping cart dot application dot features dot product dot query. It's fine. What's going on? I think it's reference error of your application layer in the presentation layer. So just right click on the dependencies, add project reference, and here also add a application and the domain layer. So there is a no issue. And we all know that get product by ID query, it's spelling mistakes. Okay, it's not saved actually. So saved first and add any error. Okay, so just control dot. Again, I got an error related to this one. Okay, simply close this window and resolve your problem easily. So there is a no issue because shopping cart.application.features.product.query is the namespace. Now I want to call back the response, and response is the form of result of response, that is product response. So await, and that is sender dot, and sender dot, what is the sender? Sender is like that, sender dot send, and the method is, that is query with the cancellation token. Okay, if response dot uh, response dot is failure, then you can say return handle failure. Okay, it's return not it's failure. So just wait for some time. I will give you correct result. Return okay with the response. Okay, so that is the method here, that is get product by ID. Now the next one is to add, and also we have to add different types, like we all know that HTTP GET and received, it's a type of ID. The next one is, if you want to add API key, then you can add it. And what about the produce response type? Produce response type, that is status code. Status codes dot dot status 200 okay, and type is what? Type is type of, that is product response. Okay, so it's cool thing. If you got any type of error messages, so again I got it a produce response type. Okay, status code is, suppose you got status 404 400, status 400 bad request. The type is what? That is problem detail page, problem details. Okay, that is already discussed in the previous video. So guys, in the later video tutorial I will create a new product. Okay, and we all know that get product by key, and the next one is searching of the products. Okay, and create, update the new product and delete the product. So wait for the next video.